Greetings comrades and welcome to the new video. Today we will prepare balls of dough. Yeah, I mean, what can go wrong? Balls of dough. Typically we know them here as donuts. Donuts from the valley of Kazanluk.
Да знаеш, че в Казанлък най-хубавите понички и бухти правят.
I'm not sure why, I'm not sure what's the origin, but they're tasty. We used to have these shacks around the cities, or maybe if there's a fair in the town. The only thing they do is fry those of dough and serve them to the customers with powdered sugar and some toppings like strawberry jam, maybe some chocolate topping, but always some powdered sugar, and they give you a little stick and you eat them with the stick like that. And by the way, the valley of Kazanluk is also known as the Valley of Roses in Bulgaria, and typically we have the rose fields there and the all famous Bulgarian rose syrup, or the thing that's used for cosmetics, rose water. Yeah, typically it's produced there, and most of the roses in Bulgaria are in Kazanluk, in the Kazanluk Valley. Maybe you're seeing some nice pictures right now, but let's stick to cooking for now. So this is my version of the balls of dough. I always want to say doughs of dough, I know. It's typically deep fried, very unhealthy because fried dough, yeah, it's tasty, but very unhealthy. It goes right here. The way I prepare them is a little bit more healthy, considering that balls of dough can be healthy, but I'll air fry them, cover them with some oil, no deep frying in the air fryer, and they turned out to be very nice. But if you're a savage, you can always deep fry them and they will be even better in taste, but have in mind they're best when they're hot. So prepare them and eat them, and prepare small amounts so you can eat them, because when they get cold, to be honest, they're not the greatest thing. Being prepared in the air fryer or deep fried, yeah, they're made to be eaten hot with nice confectioner sugar topping. And with that said, the recipe is very easy. It calls for 4 or 5 ingredients maybe for these balls. So I said balls too many times. I hope YouTube won't blacklist this video. With that said, let's see how these donuts from the valley of Kazanluk are prepared. Okay, let's start these simple dough balls with 120 grams of flour. I add some salt, and I will add some baking powder into the flour, and everything I will mix really well, so there's baking powder and salt everywhere in the flour. And I'll use that low-fat quark, but you can go with skyr, with Greek yogurt, it would work too. And I start with that spatula to incorporate the quark into the flour. And have in mind the ratio between flour and quark is around 1:1. And after that add 20 grams more quark. For example, I added 120 grams of flour and I'll add 140 grams of quark. And work the dough until it becomes like a ball of dough which doesn't stick to your hands. After that we need to form small dough balls from the big dough ball. Basically this is how life works. The cells split, but not from a bigger cell, from smaller cells. I want the dough balls to split like cells, to be honest. And we should end with some 10 to 20 dough balls depending on their size. Adding some olive oil over the dough balls. And make sure to cover them very well. Optionally, you can fry them into oil, deep fry them. It would be very tasty, but to be healthier, I would go with the air fryer. You can go with convection oven if you have. Basically, air fryers are convection ovens with fans. And make sure to bake them or fry them until they're golden brown. If you go with the air fryer, just in the middle of the baking, mix them a little bit so they can bake evenly on every side. And while they are baking, I'll prepare some side dish to these dough balls, somewhere where can I dip them or something with which I can eat these dough balls. And here I have around 200 grams of cottage cheese. On top of it, I'll add 2 spoons of honey, because who doesn't love honey? And honey and dough go quite well, and honey and cottage cheese go quite well, to be honest. I add some blueberries on top. Meanwhile, our dough balls are ready to eat. I try to serve everything into this apple shaped cutting board or serving board, I'm not sure how it's called, and I'll cover with some powdered sugar on top.
Та с машина взе, че свърши работа, бе. Не е толкова зле.
Typically, they sell these here as donuts, like donuts from the valley of Kaznalak, like I told you in the intro. But I prepare these dough balls from time to time in the air fryer, which is a healthier version, and I can enjoy this guilty pleasure without adding a ton of calories from the frying oil. And let's see how dough ball is on the inside. Basically, it's like a very nice bread with a crunch on the top. You can eat them cold also, but I won't lie, when they are warm, they're the best. So maybe prepare this for breakfast and eat all of them with your family. Don't wait for them to get cold, because they don't taste quite as well when they're cold. And dip them in something, honey, jam, whatever you enjoy. Typically we go with honey, with jam, or some chocolate topping, or some only powdered sugar. And the Slav difficulty level for these dough balls, this would depend on whether you fry them into oil or air fry them. If you air fry them, I would say 2 out of 5. If you fry them into oil, like it's a little bit messier, so I would add 3 out of 5 if you fry them in oil. And yeah, that's basically it for the difficulty. It's quite easy, to be honest. And that's basically it. I hope you enjoy these dough balls as an idea for breakfast, and I will Slav you next time.
Ако ми беше оставил и да опитам, че нямаше да е зле.